Sure.
Okay.
Nick, please.
Just to follow up on a couple of things that
Sure.
the Deputy Secretary said. What happens after August 31st if your intention is still to go ahead with the complete withdrawal, if you haven't completed a full processing or evacuation of Afghans who want to get out? I'm not just talking about American citizens or SIVs, but that much broader category of potential P1 and P2 applicants, anybody who wants to get out. What happens to them after August 31st?
Well, we have made the general point that we are going to do as much as we can for as many people as we can for as long as we can. As you know, the President a number of weeks ago indicated, and the Department of Defense indicated, that our military forces would leave Afghanistan by the end of August. I'd make a couple points. Number one, even when we no longer have a military presence in Afghanistan, our humanitarian support for the people of Afghanistan will endure. It will persist. And we've talked about how we have capable partners on the ground, many of which remain present in Afghanistan despite the uncertain security situation, who are able to operationalize that humanitarian assistance. It was just on Monday night, in fact, when President Biden authorized another $500 million in emergency funding. And that would include for internally displaced people in Afghanistan, Afghan refugees in the region, but it also could potentially include funding, for example, SIVs, Afghan SIVs who have relocated to the United States. So it is a funding source that is quite flexible and that we expect to put to good use. Now, back to your question, you asked about August 31st. The fact of the matter is we are going to do as much as we can for as long as we can. If the window is 2 weeks, we will make the most of that window. If the window is slightly longer, we will make the most of that window. We are, in the first instance, always going to prioritize the safety and security of our diplomats on the ground, of the service members who are providing force protection, who are facilitating many of these operations. But we know that with every passing day, we will be in a position to bring to safety, whether through repatriation or transfer to a third country, potentially thousands of additional Afghans. So we know that time is of the essence. We will do everything we can, not in the first instance, to make the most of the time we have, but to potentially even explore if there is more time that we may have. And we will do that in any number of ways. You've heard the Deputy Secretary, you've heard me talk about the channels of communication we have, excuse me, with the Taliban. That at first was primarily conducted through Doha. That channel continues to exist. Now we have an additional channel. The U.S. military has a channel with the Taliban as well that Admiral Kirby has talked about with Admiral Baisley. These channels have been constructive. We have used these channels to good effect. It is our intent to continue to use these channels to pursue what is in our interest, of course, but also what is in the interest of the Afghan people. And if we can find additional time, if we can find additional ways to bring additional people to safety, whether that is in the United States, a third country, anywhere else, we will absolutely do just that, with the imperative of the safety and security of Americans always top of mind.
Two more from me then.